Feminism now is about fighting against man. It's about destroying households. And that is very dangerous. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. Amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam. The reason I'm making this video, because I've received many questions from brothers and sisters asking about feminism and red pill movements. Also about a famous kickboxer called Andrew Tate. I've already have spoken about Andrew Tate, and there's other brothers have spoken about him too. So I was gonna make this video about him, but many people are making videos, so there's no point. Just speak about I've already mentioned, as I've mentioned, I've already have spoken about Andrew Tate on our Instagram 4 weeks ago. I made a video, and just to make something clear, yes, we do agree with things he says, because in the Western world, man has been degraded, no doubt about that. However, we don't agree with everything he says. Certain things he said, it's wrong. We don't accept it, especially when he tried to, because he's ignorant about Islam. And we pray to Allah guide him, and we do appreciate him defending Islam. However, I believe he needs to focus more on learn about Islam and what is the way to please the Creator of everything. Because one day we're going to die, and not our wealth or our status or our kickboxing or boxing will benefit us. What will benefit us? Our belief and our righteous actions, which the Creator is pleased with. So we ask Allah to guide him to Islam and open his heart to follow Islam. So anyway, there's feminism and there is a red pill movement. Red pill movement is a reaction of feminism. So what is feminism? Firstly, let's go back to history. Feminism started as a reaction when women was oppressed in the Western world. They were oppressed, degraded. They had no rights to study. Many of the human rights was taken away. So they were oppressed too much. They had to explode, and they started rebelling against society. However, two wrong does not make one right. Because they didn't have a guideline from the Creator how to deal with oppression. They didn't know how to resolve the problem. Rather, they went to extreme. They went too extreme. Feminism now is about fighting against man. It's about destroying households. And that is very dangerous. As a Muslim woman should stay away from that. We have nothing to do with that. Rather, alhamdulillah, as we're going to explain in details or in depth, Islam has solution for everything. So Islam, before Nabi alayhi salatu was sent to the Arab pagans, the Arabs degrade the woman. I mean, they survived their daughters alive. Women had no right for heritage. Islam came in and gave her right to study. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said, طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلمة. Seeking knowledge is compulsory upon every Muslim, male and female. Male and female. والنبي عليه الصلاة والسلام, likewise the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام said, النساء أشقاء الرجال. The man like woman like a man. That's the meaning of the hadith. Meaning that in the sight of Allah, if a woman commits a righteous action, Allah will reward her for that. If a man commits a righteous action, Allah will reward him for that. If a woman commits an evil action, deserves to be punished. Likewise, if a man commits an evil action, he deserves to be punished. So in the sight of Allah, all of us, we are the same. However, yes, how society function, or how Allah creates us biologically, likewise our rules in the society is different, no doubt about that. For example, Allah put a man in charge of the house. And that doesn't mean the man should be tyrant and degrade and belittle and disrespect his wife or daughter or his mother. Rather, that is a responsibility to take care of his wife, to take care of his mother, to take care of his daughter, to take care of his sister by looking after them, show them mercy, treat them nice, and so on. So the hierarchy in Islam has nothing to do with being tyrant, being dictator, being oppressor. Let us make that clear. As we have mentioned, rather is a responsibility, is taklif. So Islam came in and gave women her rights, no doubt about that. However, the creator of everything from his attribute is the all-wise. The all-wise. The all-wise, he gives everything what he deserves. Now, as they say, ta'rif al-hikmah, definition of wisdom, to put everything in its proper places at the right time. At the right place, at the right time, and to give everyone what that person deserves. So the women, feminism went to extreme about their rights. Like we mentioned nowadays, it's about fighting against man. Fighting against man. And Allah mentioned the Quran, that Allah created man and woman as a comfort for each other. As a comfort for each other. That's why the way Allah created man is to be strong, power and so on, and woman soft. When you get married, man needs some softness. Woman needs protection. But if a man is strong and power and angry, woman is strong and power angry, then you have World War III at home. You're going to have a harb alamiyah. But look at the wisdom of the Almighty. If both of them are the boss at home, two bosses, what's going to happen? Fighting. They're going to control. But Allah gave for a man in charge, and the woman, she's to obey her husband. However, not with the absolute obedience. Look at Islam. Not with the absolute obedience. The absolute obedience belongs to Allah and His Messenger. If a husband tells her to disrespect Islam or to do something evil, to boycott her father, to boycott her mother, there is no obedience to him. There is no obedience to him. However, to obey him in that which is good, that which pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so that's one thing. Because of that, because the feminism went to extreme, what created red pill movements. Men start feeling we have been degraded. We cannot be in charge of the house. Our children do not respect us anymore. So what happened? They create a red pill movement. Red pill movement, they went to extreme. There are certain things they mentioned that we agree with. But what you have to understand, let me make that clear. Both feminism and the red pill movement, they're not based upon Quran and Sunnah. They're based upon ideological philosophy, which in principle go against the Quran and the Sunnah, no doubt about that. That's why we have to be very cautious. Yes, there are some elements of truth with them. However, because they don't have a guideline from the Creator, the Almighty, the All-Knowing, the All-Wise, then they went to extreme and they start oppressing each other. So Islam give a woman her rights, give a man his rights, and that's how the society functions correctly. So my brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you all. We are not in need of both of them. Alhamdulillah, Islam has solution for everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. Today I have perfected the religion for you. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي, and I have bestowed my favor upon you. وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا, and I'm pleased for Islam to be a religion. And the Prophet Muhammad عليه الصلاة والسلام said, تركتكم على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. I have left you upon a clear guidance. It's day like it's night. No one turns away from it except to be destroyed. So these two movements, they go to extreme. Like I said, yes, they have some element of truth of them, but those elements of truth is not based upon Quran and the Sunnah. So my brothers and sisters, and the way this red pill movement, like one of them is writing, I'm a masculine. I mean, like, like, why are you defining you all? I mean, you have doubt about yourself or something? And that's too extreme. And men should not be tyrants. Like, you know, and even how they define successful man is the one that has a lot of money and so on. That is not according to Quran and Sunnah. It's not according to Quran and Sunnah. Successful man, that which the person that do that which please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The best man that walks upon the face of the earth are the prophets and the messengers, alayhi salatu wasalam. Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Noah, Jacob, and the last of them, Prophet Muhammad. And after his companions. So my Muslim brothers, if you want to be a strong man, man of honor, man of power, then it's upon you to follow Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and his companions. How Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam dealt with his wives? Did he disrespect them? Did he degrade them? Did he belittle them? Did he say, don't tell me nothing, I'm the man, you just shut up, don't speak? Look at the mannerism of our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. At the time of Al-Hudaybiyah, he said something to his companions and they didn't do it. He went inside the house. His wife Abu Salama said to him, "Oh Messenger of Allah, you go out, cut your hair, because of the Umrah. Cut your hair and do this, and they will follow you." He did not say to her, "Keep quiet. How dare you? I don't accept. I don't take no opinion from any woman." But what did he do? Alayhi salatu wassalam. He accepted her opinion. He don't degrade her. He accepted her opinion, and he went out and he did exactly what she said. And what happened? His companions followed him. Likewise, in the Quran, Allah said, ضرب الله مثلا للذين آمنوا مرأة فرعون. Allah has given example for the believers. Who? The wife of Pharaoh. This example for us to follow, because why? She was strong in her faith. Who was Pharaoh? Pharaoh was a conqueror. Pharaoh was a man of authority. Pharaoh was a wealthy man of one of the great empire. But she was not deceived by his authority. She was not deceived by his power. She was not deceived by his wealth. What she did, she rejected him. She was his wife. But she believed in Allah and his messenger Moses. Well, Allah praised her. She's better than 1 million than Pharaoh or any man. Of course, when I say not the prophets and messengers or the companions, but no doubt, she's better than many men. Allah has mentioned as an example in the Quran for us to follow how strong she was. Likewise, Allah gives us an example. The mother of Jesus. Oh, Christians, listen, by the way, listen. How Prophet Muhammad praised the mother of Jesus. I mean, Allah mentioned that, He conveyed it. Why she was a strong woman in her faith. Righteous woman. Pure woman. She obeyed her Lord. So, my brothers, be aware of this movement, red pill movement. They're going to extreme. You know, we love our women. Even non-Muslims women. We love goodness for them. And we should not disrespect them. Even those who are on the wrong path. So now you're going to go to say, shut up. Or you're going to speak to her nicely. Try to correct her. Some brothers show me some clips. The way they speak to some women, subhanAllah, like, shut up. You know, you want to correct her, correct? That's how you correct her? Rather, you're going to be a reason of creating another feminism movement. You helping the feminists, extremist feminists, say, look, how they speak about you, women. And those women who are not with the feminists, they're going to come to their side because the way he's speaking about women. Likewise, my sisters, Allah the creator of everything. Allah knows everything. Allah, when He said to you to obey your husband, not because Allah hates you or because Allah wants bad for you, because Allah knows how society functions. May Allah bless you. And this example I've given many times. When I see some women, they have problems of her husband being in charge and to obey her husband. I said, imagine you are at work. If you work in Foot Locker or JD Sports, then you have no problem for the manager to be a man and to be in control of you, to control your time to go to the bathroom, even if you don't choose that time. To control the time that you should have a break, even though you don't choose it. But the reason you're doing it is because you want to get the reward, you want to get the money. What about you obeying your creator by obeying your husband in that which is good? And by doing that, in return, you get eternity, paradise. And like I mentioned, make that clear. That doesn't mean the husband should be a tyrant and try to misuse Islam, to abuse his wife and disrespect her and belittle her. Stay away from that. It's evil. Man should be a man. If you oppress his wife, you apologize and listen, I'm wrong. If she's right, say, you're right, my wife. We don't have this belittling woman and so on. Barakallahu feekum. I hope that is clear, my brothers and sisters. Likewise, from the non-Muslims, I hope that is clear to see how Islam comes in and it gives everyone what that person deserves. As the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, وَأَعْطِ لِكُلِّ ذِي حَقٍّ حَقَّهُ. Give every person his rights, or his rights or her rights. And I can go on about the issue of women, Islam and so on. But alhamdulillah, if the Western world and not other than the Western world for the Islamic teaching, you will see the divorce rate will decrease. Even domestic violence will decrease. Even the Muslims. Some Muslims, straight away, he wants to kill his wife and beat up his wife. That's not Islamic teaching. Even how Allah gave us a guideline how to deal with a rebellious woman. He didn't say go kill her, belittle her. Firstly, give her a reminder. Give her a reminder. Secondly, don't have intercourse with her. But there's a way to do it. You know, that's what the ulama mentioned about discipline. When Allah gave a man to discipline his wife, as a leeway, as at least, not as a recommendation, not as you have to do it, but if you see your wife, the only way for her to understand it, now listen, you're going to destroy the house. You know, to discipline her in a way that without causing harm to her, then you're allowed to do that without causing harm. Then you have to be wise how to deal with your wife. So alhamdulillah, Islam has a solution for everything. And Islam tells us, Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, before he died, what he said, he advised 3 times, he repeated it, take care of your woman. Take care of your woman. And there's many verses in the Quran. Look how Allah mentioned to us, likewise the Prophet, about the mother. You know, so the way some brothers have been affected by this and influenced by this red pill movement and this kickboxer, Andrew Tate, may Allah guide him to Islam. That's wrong. We don't accept everything they say. Likewise, my sisters, stay away from feminism. Alhamdulillah, Islam is a solution. May Allah bless you all. And maybe we're going to do another talk about this issue more in depth in the future, inshallah ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum.